assaulted in Pacific Beach after mistaking a car for her rideshare. Police need your help.
A multi-million-dollar settlement with SeaWorld is going to be giving money to parks all over the city of San Diego. I'll tell you where and what renovations to expect.
Space available signs all over downtown San Diego these days. We talked to the experts about why this problem is happening.
We're working for you, helping you get a grip on tire safety so your next road trip doesn't go flat.
A new report that has scientists concerned. It says the number of gray whales migrating along our coast has dropped dramatically. I'll explain.
Unpacking the history of the Jessup clock. If you don't know this story, it's time you do.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
Tonight, San Diego police are looking for a man wanted in connection with a disturbing attack that is putting the spotlight on rideshare safety. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Police say the man sexually assaulted a woman in Pacific Beach after she got into his car thinking it was her rideshare. And tonight, investigators need your help finding the attacker.
CBS 8's Brian White shares what we know right now.
Yeah, it's been more than 3 months since this assault happened here in Pacific Beach, and the suspect is still out there. Police are now turning to the public, hoping someone who sees this might know something. Around 1 in the morning on March 15th, a woman at the foot of Grand Avenue here near the boardwalk got into what she believed was her rideshare vehicle. According to Lieutenant Dan Sayason of the San Diego Police Department, the man pretended to be her driver.
Our victim got into that vehicle. She was driven away to a different location and then sexually assaulted by the suspect.
That driver is described as a mixed-race man, about 30 years old, with brown eyes, an average to muscular build, and distinctive shoulder-length curly hair, a mustache, and possibly a beard. Investigators believe he was driving a recent model Toyota Prius or similar car.
I mean, it's the TV area down there. It's bar break at about that time. There's a lot of people out. So we're just hoping that someone may have seen this person possibly driving this type of vehicle in the area.
Police are urging anyone with information to come forward, and they're asking other potential victims to do the same.
It's horrible, it's scary, and it's not fair that we're put in these positions, but it's just sad.
Katie Baker and Katie Lutton are best friends vacationing in PB. They shared their thoughts on staying safe.
We actually just took an Uber last night, and we tried to make sure they said our name before we got in the car.
I also think it's good to always stay in big groups of people.
Exactly.
Never be alone.
You're vulnerable when you're alone. Always try to buddy up.
If you recognize this man or have any information about the case, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers at 888-580-8477. Brian White, CBS 8.
Thanks, Brian. A final round of negotiations began today between the union representing grocery workers here in San Diego and Albertsons and Kroger.
Contract negotiations have been held now for months, but if no deal's reached by Friday, those grocery workers could soon go on strike. The big sticking point is pay. Members of UFCW Local 135 were passing out flyers outside Ralph's stores today, talking to customers about the situation. No one wants a strike, not the workers, not the stores, and not the customers. But workers say they are prepared to strike if they can't get a fair deal.
Huge people at the top, they're getting $17 million retirements. That's not fair to us. When we were the ones on the line during COVID, we got $1 more an hour.
In separate statements to CBS 8, Albertsons says it will continue to bargain in good faith and provide a good experience for workers and customers. And Kroger says they also remain actively engaged in negotiations, but believe the best outcome is achieved at the bargaining table, not through disruption.
A San Diego City Council committee unanimously passed a proposal to raise the minimum wage for hospitality workers in the city to $25 an hour. This will apply to hotel, event center, and janitorial workers starting next year. But not everyone agrees with the proposal. The San Diego Regional Chamber argues this could shut down businesses and nonprofits, adding it could increase the cost of living for San Diego families. The proposal will be drafted into an ordinance to be presented to the full City Council later this year. The city of San Diego is investing nearly $8.5 million into park facilities.
The funds come from a lawsuit settlement with SeaWorld over lease payments owed to the city dating back to 2020. CBS 8's Alex Cheney is live in Pacific Beach with a look at one of the areas set for improvement. Alex.
Carlo and Marcella, that's right. This is the Crystal Pier here in the Pacific Beach area. And this is just one of those projects that's going to get renovated with all these new funds. There are a bunch of wooden slats that run under the pier here, and they could use a little bit of renovation. SeaWorld didn't pay its rent to the city of San Diego for years, and now that money is going to be used to renovate parks all over the city. 11 locations across the city will receive funding for a range of projects. This is Robb Field in Ocean Beach. This is just one of the places where the city of San Diego says they're going to be giving millions of dollars for new renovations. Some playground equipment, some of the baseball fields, and also some of the bathrooms that haven't seen repairs and renovations in years. One man likes to bring his dog here to run around and thinks it's a good idea.
Seems like a win-win, right? They pay off their dues and the public gets to reap some of the benefits, right?
The city also says money will be used to replace missing and damaged wooden pier piles on Crystal Pier in Pacific Beach.
There's a lot of parks that could use a lot more funding and help. Fixing up the pier is a great idea. If SeaWorld owes the money, then I think make them pay it.
The original amount was roughly $12 million, but the settlement between the city and SeaWorld for unpaid rent, late fees, and interest was brought down to $8.5 million. Mayor Todd Gloria said in a statement about the funds, San Diegans have been asking for new bathrooms, safer playgrounds, and upgraded facilities, and that's exactly what we're delivering. The investment will also fund repairs on sidewalks in La Jolla, improve accessibility in Mountain View, and restore some historic facilities and more. Back in Pacific Beach, those we talked to happy the funds from a multi-million-dollar corporation are staying in the city and helping the community.
So like a fun, family-friendly place, but yeah, make them pay and put it towards something that is good for the whole community.
Construction on Robb Field is expected to start early next year. Reporting here live from Pacific Beach, I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8. Back over to you.
Thank you, Alex. Plans for road trips are booming for the upcoming 4th of July weekend. AAA estimates a record 4.5 million Southern Californians will drive to their destinations. That's more than 3/4 of all people traveling in the region that time.
But before you join them on the highway, CBS 8's Abby Black is working for you to help make sure your trip doesn't end with a blowout or a breakdown.
Before you hit the road this summer, you want to do more than just check what's underneath the hood. You also want to check what's hitting the pavement. From tire pressure to tread depth, we're working for you, helping you get a grip on tire safety so your next road trip doesn't go flat.
Tire shops are buzzing ahead of July 4th weekend.
Are you going on a road trip soon?
More than likely, yes.
Joe LaDuca's getting his tire pressure checked for free at Discount Tire before hitting the road.
Your right front tire is at 28 and your left rear tire is at 29.
But what should Joe's tires be?
You want to look at the door jamb.
Store manager Marvin Martinez shows Joe's PSI should be 36. In hot weather, that changes as tires expand.
For every 10-degree change, your PSI will change once. So it's super important that you get them checked once per month.
Checking pressure either with a manual gauge or at a tire shop every 30 days saves you money. Now, according to the EPA, cars burn 10% more fuel on underinflated tires.
Something that's critical for when you go on a trip, you always want to make sure that you have a good spare.
Most cars don't include spares, but if you have one, check its quality and don't drive more than 100 miles and faster than 50 miles per hour.
This tire should have at least 60 pounds. Also, the tire date is going to be stamped on the side of the tire.
Martinez recommends replacing tires every 6 years, regardless of mileage.
So it's critical to check your tread.
And shows us the penny trick for tread depth.
You can take a penny, you flip it upside down, and you put it in between the tread. And if you can see Lincoln's head, you know you need some tires.
And check your odometer. Rotate tires every 6,000 miles for safety inspections.
When we do the rotation, we inspect for nails, punctures. We look for anything that's going to keep you safer on the road.
A little prep now means peace of mind on the road.
All right, you take care, Joe. You have a wonderful day, all right?
Working for you to stay on track, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Thanks, Abby. Auto experts recommend that you also check your battery before you head out. Hot weather can shorten battery life to just 3.5 years. Also, check your fluids like your oil, brake fluid, coolant, and that windshield washer fluid. And make sure you leave on a full tank of gas. Also, pack an emergency kit in case you get stranded on the road. Throw in a few extra bottles of water, never hurts. Blanket, perhaps. Remember, if there's something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
Climate change is taking a chunk of change out of your wallet.
We'll explain coming up. Plus, downtown San Diego appears to be declining as new numbers reveal vacancies are skyrocketing. Why replacing empty office space with housing isn't as easy as it might seem.
And we're seeing a dramatic drop in the number of gray whales migrating off our coast. What scientists say is contributing to the decline.
Daytime highs for today, we were at seasonal mark, and that was for Ramona, but most of the county was a few degrees below, including downtown and Borrego Springs. As we go into the weekend, those temperatures are going to get warmer with an area of high pressure making its way back west. Your complete forecast, it's ahead.